earlier. The title of our project is Phonological Differences. Before I move further, I would like to introduce to you my lovely groupmates. My name is Mohd Fahmi Faiz bin Rosli, and this is Noorhashida Binti Ismail, Izmawati Sodding, Alyaa Atiqah, Redzwan, and last but not least, Fahmi Fasihah Binti Ahmad Lotfi.
Hi.
Thank you, girls. Right. I'm going to start with the introduction first, with the chapter 1. This is the background of study. The study of this language covers a wide variety of aspects, which is phonetic, phonology, morphology, syntax, dialect, accent, and a lot more. So we can see that language covers a lot of aspects, but in our project, we want to cover only one characteristic of language, that is dialect. Our problem statement is how the individuals of non-native Terengganu cope and adapt with their new surrounding in Terengganu, and in what aspect did the pronunciation differ between native and non-native speakers of that dialect. Before I move further, I want to explain that the nature of this research is about non-native speakers that is born and bred in northern part of Malaysia, and how they cope, how they manage with the dialects in Terengganu. This is the significance of our study, to identify the common mistakes that are done by the non-Terengganu resident when they try to converse in Terengganu, and discover what sort of situation and factors that influence non-Terengganu people to use Terengganu dialect. Our objective is to identify factors or situations that make the non-native speakers use the Terengganu dialect, and to compare in terms of phonological aspect between native and non-native speakers when both of the groups speak Terengganu dialect. And next, I leave to Ms. Hashida to present about chapter 2.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Noorhashida Ismail. I will be presenting on chapter 2, literature review. First, in definition part, I will define about dialect and also Terengganu dialect. According to Holmes 2013, dialect is a linguistic feature which is distinguished by its vocabulary, grammar, and also pronunciation. Normally, it is differentiated by its regional, so it is also called as regional dialect. And Terengganu dialect is very different from official Malay and other states in Terengganu in Malaysia. The dialect is a deviation of one language which had been spoken by one particular speaker in one community of the language. The main focus of Terengganu dialect is the phonetics. It is totally different. It is quite different from Kelantanese dialect because Terengganu dialect is the main focus is on the diphthong. For example, the word cat in Malay we call it kucing, but in Terengganu dialect we pronounce it as kucing. So it has the diphthong, and the focus is on the double K. So to compare to standard Malay, it is pronounced as kucing without any punctuation. Here I have found 3 different related research which is done in the past. The first one is on dialect differences in interpersonal communication. The main setting of the research is at UMT, University Malaysia Terengganu, which is near Liza University. The interaction between their interactive communication. It is investigated among the staff, UMP staff, and the data show that their understanding of Terengganu dialect has actually give a big effect on their career improvement and also their social interaction. And it is because okay, the next research that I have found is on dialect variation on native listeners, identification on spoken words. This research is set in University of Western Sydney. It is by Jennifer in 2007. The main purpose of this research is to examine the impact of dialect variation on native listeners' identification of spoken words. It is to attain the accuracy of performance in an unfamiliar dialect, where the listeners have to be able to somehow recognize the relationship between the input phonetic details and their native dialect lexical presentation. So the findings, they found that for the participants to recognize the low frequency words as spoken in the more dissimilar native dialect were the most challenging, and it is very difficult for them to recognize the low frequency words. And some dialects of the native language are so phonologically and phonetically disparate, however, that they can be only understood with significant knowledge. And the last one is on non-native intonation and phonetic implementation. It is carried out at Queen Margaret University College, Edinburgh, regarding to commonly occurring difficulties in non-native intonation. The data showed that second language learners may go through different stages in the learning process and could first acquire phonological patterns of second language intonation before they obtain the correct phonetic application of this pattern. So basically, the research that we have carried out before is actually the inspiration of previous research, as I have presented just now. That's all.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Alyaa Atiqah, and I would like to present my part, which is methodology. Okay, moving on. As for respondent, we have select the qualitative study, which involves 4 respondents that have been selected by us. And the requirement for the respondent are individual that are born and bred in northern part of Peninsular Malaysia and have been residing in Terengganu for a period of more than 6 months. And as for the questionnaire, we have been divided into 2 parts, which are qualitative survey and quantitative. We are using Likert scale. In quantitative survey is divided into 2 parts, and the aim is to find out situation where they are used Terengganu dialect, and the second one is to discover what factors influence the northern born pupil use the Terengganu dialect. Okay, as for qualitative survey, we conduct it to compare the utterances of northern pupils Terengganu dialect with the Terengganu native pronunciation. The last one is the respondent is asked to read a text that is written in pure Terengganu dialect. The respondent must try to mimic the pronunciation of Terengganu dialect as natively as possible. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Fahmi Faiz, and I will present about chapter 4, data analysis and findings. As we mentioned earlier, we have divided our research into 2 parts, that is quantitative and qualitative. I will explain about quantitative survey, our findings. Our respondent, we have three 3 respondents that is 20 years of age and 1 respondent that is 21 years old. Okay, the result for part 1, question 1 is that one person said they agree they speak Terengganu dialect with their northern friends, and 2% said that they are strongly disagree. For question 2, two person said that they disagree that they speak Terengganu dialect almost every day. And question 3, 3 respondents said that they always speak Terengganu dialect with the locals. Question 4, the respondent have different views on they speak Terengganu dialect with their family, which come from northern part. So they have mixed views about that. Question 5 said that 2 of the respondents said that they communicate using Terengganu dialect when they are at supermarket or small shop in order to mingle with the locals. And for part 2, the highest part is agree, while neither and disagree is the same when they are asked to explain whether they speak Terengganu dialect, because most of their friends come from Terengganu. Another factor is that their friends force or influence them to speak Terengganu dialect. They are agree with that. And for the third question, 3 out of 4 respondents said that they disagree that Terengganu dialect is easy to understand. That they find it hard to understand Terengganu dialect. The question 4, most of our respondents said that they agree that they love the culture and environment of Terengganu. And the last question for quantitative survey is that 3 respondents out of 4 said that they love to learn and master new dialects such as Terengganu dialect. That's all for quantitative part. I will leave to Ms. Fatnin for qualitative. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Fasihah. So I will proceed with qualitative survey, which the respondents come from 4 different states, which are Pulau Pinang, Kedah, Perak, and also Perlis. And we can say that all of the respondents already adapted with the Terengganu dialect very well. And however, they are not fully mastered with the Terengganu dialect, as they are still using their northern dialect in their daily conversation. And in addition, the respondents also tried their very best to pronounce every word perfectly like a native speaker, but unfortunately they cannot control the pronunciation of the words all the time, because some of the words will be spontaneously pronounced in northern dialect. However, although they still cannot fully master the Terengganu dialect, we can see that they are very positive to keep learning the Terengganu dialect, and it is very good because when we have the spirit to learn, or we have the motivation to learn, the impossible will always be possible. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Izmawati Binti Sodding, and I will present the last part, chapter 5, which is conclusion. Okay, the conclusion for this research is the research explored the differences between native speakers Terengganu and non-native speakers Northern from 4 different states, which are Perak, Kedah, Perlis, and Penang. The second one is give opportunities to the northern people to discover and learn about Terengganu dialect, especially in spelling and pronunciation. The third one is we can see this is as the authentic and a gold mine of identifying the differences of native speaker and non-native speaker, especially in pronunciation. Okay, next slide is recommendations. The first one is, as the students, we can promote more about Terengganu dialect, and we can encourage the non-native speaker, especially the northern, to adapt and adopt the dialect. The third one is use internet as the platform to share opinions about Terengganu dialect. The fourth one is identify how Terengganu people communicate with each others and how they influence others to speak Terengganu dialect. Okay, next is investigate other non-native speakers from other states, for instance Sabah and Sarawak, and then involving more participants or including a gender variable, and serve as a guide for other researchers to study Terengganu dialect and make comparison with the result obtained from the study. Next, the respondents need to improve their Terengganu dialect while they are staying and studying in Terengganu. And last but not least, how to decreasing the gaps among the groups. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Before that, we will show you our video of Terengganu dialect.
Sorry lah, lambat tadi. Kawan aku tahu dia orang nak bincang apa dia tak tahu.
Orang kata aku kedua, aku kata dah macam lambatnya.
Mana ada lambat, aku sikit je lambat.
Kau sengok aku kelas aku 3 orang tahu.
Kelas aku 3 boleh je, nanti aku hantar.
Kau belanja kau makan?
Awak nak belanja makan pula. Cakap
Aku tunggu hang lama orang tahu.
Alah, hai, berapa second je pun.
Second tak second, 30 minit
Tapi hang faham tak apa benda media saya duduk ajak tadi?
Aku leno faham.
Benar hang memang pun.
Hang bukan faham.
Aku faham lah sikit-sikit. Daripada hang tak faham langsung.
Aku dekan, hang tak dapat dekan.
Yalah dekan, tahulah. Fine. Aku macam
2, 3.
Ni air ni warna hot. Warna kuning ni. Tak ada awang ke? Awang tak ada. Buat awang ke? Dok tadi lah. Oh tadi ingat meja saya di kabun apa. Dok isu kita buat ni apa nama? Buat SSS pula download kau tu nak buat draft. Apa tu kau tu buat chapter. Tu duty ini beli kabun. Tu voting. Voting. Baik. Macam tak apa nanti kita kabun aku antena.
Woi saya. Meja pada tadi tak tadi?
media bagi lah tanya awak hang tak sign ke tadi?
Mana apa bagi aku?
Hang memang hang tidur.
Awak ni buat apa pula bising-bising.
Tak
Dia ni tak sign attendance. Dia tidur tadi dalam kelas.
Jom pergi
Apa tidur? Pi, mendepi. Orang tekan orang betul kan? Cakap kan? Mari kita pergi makan makan.
Nak pergi makan. Makan mana?
Makan mulut.
Makan ikan dalam pinggang.
Tapi dekat kacang.
Mana pun. Letih makan ikan, makan muka lain pula.
Santi dia tak cakap.
Cakap benda.
Muka dia cakap.
Aku cakap sikit boleh tak?
Pelik pun cakap. Jawab pergi makan. Okey, pergi makan.
Baik, pergi makan. Baik, sampai nak belanja.
Weh, cikgu, awak mau nak pergi mana?
Nak pergi makan. Pergi mana, Ismail?
Kau nak pergi makan kok? Mari.
Nak ikut beliau. Nak ikut
Boleh,
beliau. Tumpang sekali beliau.
Boleh.
Nak
Kita nak pergi makan kafe Asnau.
Mari.
Mana Mina perlu?
Ya, dah awak ikut
Tahu
beliau
tunggu
ada
dia
husky.
lagi.
Oh.
Pas nak tinggal dia ke buat dia?
Tunggu aku kejap.
Tunggu kejap.
Aku ingat nak ajak sekali aku nak pergi Denu. Pergi kedai komputer tu.
Baik. Boleh.
Kita pergi sekali ya.
Ha.
Masuk kereta